welcome back to my channel. This is my cozy corner of YouTube. For this week's video, we will be making a craft specifically for Halloween. There was a trend going around where you get these scalloped pavers that you usually put around your garden, stuff like that, and people were painting them and putting them outside, and you can really do them for any holiday, which I think is kind of cool because you can do either side. Like you can paint both sides and just switch them. So I will go ahead and add in my inspo on screen here so you can kind of see what I'm working off of. I do have some really just cheap acrylic paint that I've had for a very long time that I'll be using. Also bought some acrylic paint pens to kind of get more of the detail and the cleaner lines that I don't capture very well with regular brushes. So we're going to try those and see if those work out nicely. I think they will. They come in a kind of reddish color already. I did go ahead and spray paint them white. A lot of the inspo pics, the backgrounds are black, but I figured it'd be easier to have them white and then paint the background black after doing that, because the white that I have, it's not a solid white. I have to do many layers of it, so I thought having the white base would be better. I don't know how weather resistant acrylic paint is, so I am just going to do a clear coat afterward to help kind of seal it in. So we're gonna hope that works. I do have two in mind. There's 3 scallops per paver. I have at least 2 of them in mind that I'd like to try, but we'll see how far I get, since this does seem like it's gonna take me a little longer. But I will take you up to my craft room and we can get started. Hey guys, I'm going to do a voiceover for the second part of this video. Right now I'm going to sketch everything out on the paver, and I'm starting with the candy corn middle section. You probably want to use something like a colored pencil or mechanical pencil, something you're okay with tearing up the end of it, because these pavers are made out of concrete. They are really rough and bumpy, so it will destroy the end of your pencil. Next, I'm tracing the pumpkin portion. I am just using some painter's tape to do the outline for the circle, which probably ended up being too circular. Kind of made the pumpkin look like a basketball at the end, but it definitely gives you a good place to start. Here I am outlining where the hat will be. I should have done a little bit more detail on this, which you'll see later in the video, but that's okay. Here I am just lengthening the candy corn piece so it kind of matches the size of the pumpkin piece. Next, I am creating the outline for the ghost. I do adjust its shape a couple times in this to make it more round. Now I'm just going back and making the lines for the candy corn piece, as I forgot to do that when I initially sketched it. Next, I will be starting with the base colors for the ghost and the candy corn. I'll be painting the ghost white in its entirety and the tip piece of the candy corn white for its base color. Next, I will be working on the orange base coat for the middle portion of the candy corn and the pumpkin. Next, I will be doing the yellow section of the candy corn. Now I'm going to take a colored pencil and start sketching out the details of the ghost face. Now I'm going to take these Sharpie markers and start doing the detailed lines and black line work for the ghost. And now I'm going to do the smaller details like the cheeks and the nose for the ghost. Next, I'm going to work on the details, sketching the face and other features of the pumpkin. Next, I'm just going to paint the base coat for the eyes and the mouth for the pumpkin. Next, I'm going to sketch out the features with a pencil for the candy corn. Next, I'm going to paint the base coat for the eyes. Next, I'll be painting the blush or the cheeks on the candy corn and the nose. Now I'm going to go in with a black acrylic marker and do the finer details of the pumpkin now that that white paint has dried. Now I'm moving on to the details of the candy corn with the same acrylic marker. Here I'm just adding some final details like the eye dots and the teeth for the pumpkin. Now I'm adding on the little red bow at the bottom of the ghost. I wasn't going to do this initially, but decided the space needed it. Next, I'll be adding the hat to the pumpkin. The hat ended up not turning out the way I wanted to, but I still thought the colors were nice. Next, I'm doing the details around each section, so when I go to paint the background black, it's much easier to keep the lines crisp. Next, I'm just painting the background and the top black with a big flat brush and then going in with the detailed more closer areas with a thinner brush to not mess up my lines. Now I'm just going to take a yellow marker and adding these little stars and dots all over the place just as a space filler. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.